Okay, real quick, here's a way, or two different ways that you can refer to specific cases based on their value on some variable and include them in functions like histograms or scatter plots or whatever. Okay, so let's look at the blog post where I announced how to do this for scatter plots for one strategy, and then the example syntax, you could click on that. I've updated the syntax and it includes the syntax that I'm using today. So anyways, let's move this out of the way. Whoop. Um, so the syntax that I added, um, there's two different strategies, and I'll demonstrate you the kind of the new one first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell R to make a 2 by 3 grid of plots so we can see all of them next to each other. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy that command in here and put it in like that, and it made the display, and I'm going to resize it down here so that it fits into the bottom part of this window. Okay, so it's gonna start filling all our plots into that spot. The first one I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a histogram based on everybody's data, like that, and it goes in the upper left there. And I already checked to see the limits and the size, and I know that 12 is the largest category for these, so I'm going to just leave that as is. And then the next one I'm going to do, if you can see the syntax, basically what it does is it says, all right, so from the data set, all variables or all vars um, report or make a histogram of data from new confidence 1, but restrict it only to be the cases where this other variable 2 plus computer is exactly equal to 1. And then we're going to make the color of this plot blue. We're going to have the same limit on the y-axis. So we'll paste that in here, and lo and behold, it made it. Right? So looks good. And then we're going to run the next one like this, and this is going to do the same thing, but only including cases where 2 plus computer equals 0. Okay, and so what we've done, we have a histogram for everybody, a histogram for the geeks, and a histogram for the non-geeks, because the non-geeks don't have as many computers as the geeks, if you remember from the earlier example. There's another way to do this, which relies on the same strategy that we demonstrated for the scatter plot, where we actually made a subset of the data. And if we scroll up, you can see that what you have to do is first you make a cbind out of all the variables you want to include and give that a name. We called it all vars. And then what we did is we made a subset, right? So we made a new variable, or excuse me, a new data set called geek, which only includes the rows where people had 2 plus computers was equal to 1, and non-geek where it was a subset where 2 plus computers equal to 0. Okay, so I already ran all that sort of stuff, and so then we can see the same thing is going to work just as well by applying the histogram command to different data sets. So the first one here is going to go to the main data set called all vars, and then the other two it's going to apply to the geek data set and the non-geek data set. And you can see we specify the data set name, and then we put a $sign, and then we put the variable. I'm just going to go and copy all those and paste them in here. And there they are, purple, red, and blue instead of purple, pink, instead of purple, blue, and light blue, and pink. So anyways, you can see that the amounts are exactly the same, and these two strategies result in the same outcome. So anyways, this syntax is now on the example syntax, and so you could go and grab it from there and adapt it for your purposes. Thanks.